Have you ever felt the silent wrath of a Scorpio? That sudden, unnerving drop in temperature in a room that was warm just seconds before. The stare that isn't angry, but something far more terrifying. Vacant. The distance that feels less like a space between two bodies and more like a newly formed, uncrossable canyon. You feel a pressure building in the air, a sense of grim certainty that something is coming. But you don't know what it is, and you don't know when it will arrive. You only know that it will be absolute. This feeling is not your imagination. It's a warning shot from the universe's most formidable soul. My name is Anya Sage. As a psychological astrologer, I don't just read charts. I decode the human operating systems written in the stars. And today, we are decrypting the most complex and misunderstood of them all. We are not talking about horoscopes in a magazine. We are exploring the deep, immutable laws of the Scorpio psyche and why betraying them is a mistake that doesn't just end a relationship. It creates a lesson that will be etched into your very being forever. We're going to explore the 20 powerful reasons that form their code of justice. But I need you to listen carefully and stay with me until the end. Trust me when I say this. You will want to hear reason number 8. It's the key that unlocks everything else. It exposes a side of Scorpio so intense, so profound, that few people who witness it are ever the same again. Before a Scorpio can enact justice, they must first build their case. And they are the most brilliant prosecutors in the zodiac. This is because their entire being is a finely tuned surveillance machine built on 3 foundational pillars. The first, and perhaps most crucial, is reason number 20. They possess an emotional elephant memory. Most people remember facts. They remember what you said, where you were. A Scorpio remembers how you made them feel. And that feeling is stored not like a file in a cabinet, but like a living, breathing entity in their soul. When you betray them, you are not creating a bad memory. You are injecting a poison into their emotional bloodstream. Time does not dilute this poison. It does not heal this wound. For a Scorpio, time only gives them clarity. It allows them to study the poison, understand its composition, and sharpen the memory into a diamond-hard point of focus. The feeling of your betrayal will be as vivid for them 10 years from now as it is in the moment it happens. They will never, ever forget. Second is reason number 18. They are deadly observers. A Scorpio in a room is not just another person. They are a silent, high-resolution camera recording everything. They don't just listen to your words. They watch the micro flicker in your eyelid as you speak them. They don't just see your smile. They notice the fractional hesitation before it forms. They are collectors of unseen data. The subtle contradictions, the unstated insecurities, the faint shadows of fear in your eyes that everyone else misses. They build a complete psychological profile of you, not out of malice, but out of instinct. They need to know the terrain. They need to understand who you are at your core. This means that long before you ever think of betraying them, they already know your weaknesses. They know exactly where the fault lines are. And this leads to the third pillar, reason number 4. Their intuition is an emotional radar. This is where it moves from observation to something supernatural. A Scorpio feels the truth before they have the proof. Imagine you're having coffee with one. You've just come from somewhere you shouldn't have been, with someone you shouldn't have seen. They ask, casually, "So, how was your weekend?" You reply, "Oh, it was quiet, just relaxed at home." And you smile. But for a split second, your eyes dart to the left. Your grip on the warm ceramic mug tightens just a fraction. You cleared your throat just before you answered. To anyone else, it's nothing. To the Scorpio, it's a symphony of tells. They won't call you out. They won't get angry. There will be no confrontation. Instead, a profound stillness will settle over them. Their gaze, which was warm a moment ago, now seems to look straight through your skull. And in that chilling silence, you feel it. A cold dread that spreads through your chest. You have been seen. They know. They don't have the facts yet, but their emotional radar has picked up the unmistakable ping of a lie. The investigation has begun. This combination of perfect emotional memory and flawless intuitive observation is terrifyingly powerful. What's your sign? I want you to let me know in the comments if you've ever witnessed this kind of Scorpio intensity firsthand, either in yourself or in someone you know. So, they have a perfect emotionally charged memory of your transgression. They have a detailed file of your deepest psychological vulnerabilities, and their intuition has confirmed your guilt beyond any doubt. The question that should be terrifying you now is, what are they doing with all that knowledge? This brings us to the next phase. This is where they transform from observer to architect. Because reason number 9 is this: they are soul strategists. A Scorpio doesn't just feel an emotion and react. They feel an emotion, retreat into the fortress of their mind, and begin to play chess. But it's not a chessboard with pieces of wood. The pieces are your hopes, your fears, your ambitions, your relationships. They understand the intricate map of your soul, and they will plot a course across it with the precision of a grandmaster. They are not planning a fight. They are designing a consequence, which is why reason number 17 is so critical. They never, ever show their cards. They live in the shadows of their own strategy. Their face becomes a mask of calm neutrality. They might even seem warmer, closer. They let you believe everything is fine. You might even feel a sense of relief, thinking you got away with it. You might even, in your arrogance, think you've outplayed them. This is the greatest mistake you can make. If you think you've won a game against a Scorpio, it is only because they have allowed you to. You are not a player in the game. You are a piece on their board. And you will not know their true plan, their true intentions, until the exact moment of checkmate. And what does that checkmate look like? This is where we arrive at the climax, the delivery of justice. And you must understand, a Scorpio's justice is unlike any other in the zodiac. Think of an Aries or a Leo. When betrayed, their revenge is a wildfire. It is hot, loud, dramatic, and consumes everything in its path. They're screaming. Explosive confrontations, public accusations. It burns hot, and then eventually it burns out. You can see the scorch marks on the ground, and you know it's over. A Scorpio's revenge is not a wildfire. It is permafrost. It is a slow, silent, creeping cold that fundamentally and permanently changes the emotional landscape around you. It doesn't scream, it suffocates. This is reason number 19. For a Scorpio, revenge is an art form. They do not lash out in a fit of rage. That is beneath them. It is clumsy. It is vulgar. Instead, they vanish into thought. The pain of your betrayal becomes the raw material for their masterpiece. What comes next is not an outburst. It is a carefully crafted, elegant, and poetic lesson designed to teach you something about yourself that you will never be able to unlearn. And that leads directly to reason number 3. They destroy you with elegance. The strike, when it comes, is not a clumsy punch. It is the swift, silent, graceful movement of a master surgeon. It is precise. It may be a single, carefully chosen sentence spoken in a quiet room that exposes the one insecurity you thought no one ever knew. It may be a strategic withdrawal of their support at the one moment you needed it most. It may be an introduction they facilitate between two people that they know will lead to your eventual downfall. It is never about public drama. It is a private, intimate act of making you feel the exact quality of pain you inflicted upon them. The world may not even notice, but you will. You will feel it in your bones. And most often, the centerpiece of this artistic destruction is reason number 16. Their silence is the real weapon. The ultimate punishment from a Scorpio is not a screaming match. The ultimate punishment is the cold, deliberate, and absolute wall of their silence. It is a conscious and total withdrawal of their formidable energy from your life. This silence is not empty. It is heavy. It is full of the message: you are no longer worth my words. You are no longer worth my anger. You have ceased to exist. This profound stillness, this emotional void where their intense presence used to be, is more brutal, more soul-crushing, and more terrifying than any fight could ever be. You are left alone in the cold, screaming at a wall that will never answer back. It is a brutal, cold, and calculated process. And it may leave you wondering, why? Why is the reaction so total, so absolute? Why does it hurt so much? And now we come to it. The reason you have been waiting for, the one that explains everything. Reason number 8. The reason betraying a Scorpio is so devastating is because what you had with them was so incredibly profound. The reason the fall is so great is because the height was celestial. Reason number 8 is this: they awaken intense passions. Being in a relationship with a Scorpio, as a lover, as a friend, as family, is not a light or casual experience. It is a transformative one. They do not live in the shallow end of the pool. They pull you into the deep. With them, love feels deeper. Desire feels stronger. Conversations are not just exchanges of words. They are excavations of the soul. They have an intensity that brings your entire being to life, awakening emotions and passions you never knew you were capable of feeling. Before them, your world might have been in black and white. It was safe, it was predictable, it was muted. When a Scorpio decides to let you in, it's like they shatter a dusty window you didn't even know you were looking through. Suddenly, it is not just black and white. It is vivid, shocking technicolor. The reds are richer, the blues are deeper. You are not just seeing the world, you are feeling it, and it's intoxicating. And the foundation of this intoxicating connection is reason number 13. They see your darkness and accept it. A Scorpio is not afraid of your flaws, your secrets, your scars. In fact, they are drawn to them. They saw the parts of you that you kept hidden from the world, the parts you were ashamed of, and they did not flinch. They accepted your whole, messy, complicated truth and offered you the rarest gift in the universe, unwavering loyalty in spite of it. They were the one person you could be completely, utterly real with. And that is why the betrayal is an unforgivable sin. You did not just break their trust. You took the sacred gift of their total acceptance and you threw it back in their face. You betrayed the one person who saw all of you and chose to stand by you. And in doing so, you are not just pushed back into your black and white world. No, it's far worse than that. You are left colorblind, haunted by the memory of a vibrant world you built together. A world you can now never, ever touch again. The silence you hear is the echo of the music you will never hear again. This is the totality of the Scorpio's law. It is built on their memory, their perception, their strategy, and the profound depth of the bond they offer. And this brings us to the final, chilling conclusion. After the justice has been served, after the lesson has been taught, something happens to the Scorpio. And this is reason number 2. They rise like the phoenix. The immense pain of your betrayal does not break them. It is the fire that burns away their illusions. They retreat into the ashes of what you destroyed, and they do not emerge wounded. They emerge transformed, stronger, wiser, more formidable than before. You did not destroy them. You were merely the catalyst for their next evolution. You have created a more powerful version of the being you were already afraid of. And that leads us to the final, most important reason of all. The one rule that has no exceptions. Reason number 1. They don't come back. This isn't a strategy. It's a law of nature. When you betray the sacred trust of a Scorpio, the door is not just closed, it is sealed, dismantled, and the space where it once stood is turned to solid stone. There is no appeal. There are no second chances. You lose their unwavering loyalty, their fierce protection, and their profound love forever. And that absence, that permanent and irreplaceable void, is the final, eternal part of their lesson. If you're ready to master the language of the stars and understand the people in your life on a